Welcome to Own the Chaos.
Chaos Crew.
The stock market is crazy and chaotic.
And then there's the Kronos Group. Yes, people, how could I not have a pot stock on this list?
Brad and Fat Man Zoom are here to help you own it.
All right, we got the top stocks to buy if Kanye wins the presidency.
Taking it to the suits, being relatable and hilarious.
That is crazy.
We have a nice super boner, quite a lovely green one.
Over $31.
We have a nice super boner.
I was taking a nap. What happened?
I was trying to eat lunch and get my workout on.
Damn you, Todd Landon.
I didn't even finish my lunch. I have Chick-fil-A sitting right on the floor.
Go ahead.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. That there is Fat Man Zoom. The stock market is crazy and chaotic. No more evident than it is today, but we knew this was going to happen, right? If you tuned in to Stock Watch Sunday, this is the exact topic we talked about. You should have been prepared for it, but apparently some of you are still running like chickens with your heads cut off, and that's what we're here for. We're here. We're here to talk you off the ledge. Fat Man Zoom, what's up?
Hey, man, I think, can you guys let me know if it sounds okay? I can barely hear you. I think it's
you sound great on my end.
Okay. So I don't know how your volume works with me, but hold on. Okay. We'll just make it work. Yeah. So, you called, guys, we had things going on. we had 2 videos we planned on recording. So you're not going to get content tonight. But yeah, Todd Landon made good points. He tugged at the heartstrings. He said, if ever there was a time for another random live stream, now was the time. I do want to shout out Highway and Rob T. Panic sold. Listen, bro, you're a brown bear. Act like one.
Well, he's a newbie. The brown bears are noobs.
A black bear. Bear.
Yeah.
So you made it to the next level. If you're no longer a brown bear, you should have known not to sell. These are the opportunity days. We wanted to jump on, and Todd's absolutely right. I know I'm kidding, but we definitely don't want to only be here with you guys on green days. And the fact of the matter is we love red days. They're opportunities. I was actually on my call with Mike Hudson when when it went down. And Mike's like, if you got to go, you can go. I'm like, no, we're fine. But it was right in the middle of it. Shout out to Mike. He's on here right now.
You guys think I was kidding about the Chick-fil-A, by the way. I seriously do have Chick-fil-A.
Did you just eat, man? Listen, this isn't part of the regularly scheduled program, so we can do whatever we want to do.
I can eat. I had some nuggets before. I think it'll hold me over until we're done. We're good.
Shane Haley said, I panic sold everything. Should I buy back tomorrow when everything's back up? Yes, absolutely.
Oh, my God. So anyways, guys, the market's not crashing. We knew this was going to happen. We talked about stimulus on Sunday, and we said, you know what? We're not believing this is happening until we actually see it. Sure enough, today comes out. Democrats aren't happy with the way that the stimulus is drawn up. It's either one side or the other. This time it's a Democrat side. I'm sure next time it'll be Republican side. It doesn't matter what side it's on. It's still a bunch of bullshit. We're all mad about it. But at the same time, these are good opportunities. You know, we're looking at a day like today, and I'm thinking retail therapy, baby. I mean, I ended up trimming some stuff off over the last couple of days. And for those of you who are in the Chaos Crew, you know this. I've talked about trimming out of some of my Tesla position, trimmed out of some of the Penn position in there, so on and so forth. Even just today, as Square took the hell off, ended up trimming myself up out of that. And now I got a bunch of cash to buy down on some dips, get in some lower price stocks. This is great. It's a great day, and this is how it should be perceived. Looking at it as retail therapy day. Go shopping. There's some things on sale. You know, I'm not saying to just go put all your money into everything all at once. We always talk about scaling and everything like that. Don't forget some of the fundamental stuff that we talk about all of the time and some of the best practices. Keep that plan in place and don't deviate it from it just because the government's being a bunch of assholes like they always are.
Yeah, my main trading account is down 3.37%.
Yeah.
I have about 15% liquidity. I scaled out a little bit last week, bought some stuff today, and I still have about 15% to do something with, which I don't know if I'll do anything today. I added on to Tesla. I had no problem with it. I added on at 611,
Yeah.
and then I put a little bit more on right when it hit below 600, like 598 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I got no issues with that. I want to add to Amazon, but I'm down 3%. It's not a crash. You're right. I mean, the overall market, I think the SPY's down 1% and the Qs are down not even 2.5%.
Yeah.
This stuff happens. It's probably exposing some people, but a lot of you are in Tesla. Tesla got hammered pretty hard. It was nice to see that run up. I don't know how many ways we can say it. Like, as much as we want to give stocks different narratives and convince ourselves certain things, unfortunately, this was part of the situation. We've said it multiple times, even though there's many other channels not saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what it is.
Absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of our Chaos crew members. Guys, I'm so freaking proud of you guys. I see some folks got it. Who was it? I just missed them. I can't see who it is. But anyway, they got into Under Armour because that went on sale. Under Armour's another great company. So yeah, just looking at some of these other good companies, I see some people that are looking to buy on the dip. So this is awesome. And Ema pointed out that he said that, what's up today is Rocket of all stocks.
Yeah, I saw that.
Rocket's the one that's up. But yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes you can't control what the market does, but what you can control is yourself. And how you plan for the what ifs. And so if you guys have already been in place, had some things in place, then you should be fine. I see somebody ask me how much I'm down. My total account right now is down. The Webull account, let me just double check. I haven't checked. It was at 16 grand, then dipped down below 15 grand.
Nate got into Under Armour and Spirit.
And Spirit. Yeah. I was going to say Spirit would have been another good one. So I'm down about 10% on my portfolio for the day.
So I don't know if this is official, like colloquial conversation for Own the Chaos in our Own the Chaos lexicon.
Dude, your big old words.
Well, I wanted to say lexicon and then I said colloquial, which isn't the right usage of it. I probably could have got by, but in the lexicon, in the words of Own the Chaos, we talk about the red zone. This is a red zone day. And I almost did a video on my channel when all of it went down before we decided to go live, which was basically like, this is the exact day we talk about. The day a week from now, or on, whatever, a week from now, when you're looking at Tesla, you're like, I wish I'd have bought it $600 or $580 or whatever it goes down to. This is the day. And it's easy to say in retrospect, but like, really, these are the opportunities. And I'm not saying you buy now, but like when you hear people and the average person who just jumps in, the average trader that's a novice, they want to buy when it's green.
Yeah.
When we try to buy when it's red,
right?
It's a good opportunity. Tesla's down 8%. It's a good stock. I'm going to add. So these are the red zone days, and the hardest, the way we use the football analogy is a football field's 100 yards. The last 20 is exponentially harder to move than the first 80. Right. And so this is the hardest part. So that's all we got to say. We're in the red zone. Make sure you wait for confirmation. Don't get crazy. We're looking for confirmation. We're looking for a bounce. If you don't know what that is, go to onlychaos.com. Our member videos talk about confirmation. And I know we were texting. You were still waiting on Tesla. Do you think you'll add to Tesla? If so, when does that happen? David, welcome to the crew.
Oh, yeah, nice. David, welcome to the crew. Also, Jose Caballero. Thanks for the donate too.
Wait, say it with me. Caballero. Hey, there it is.
Hey, I took Spanish in high school. I couldn't hold a conversation, but I know enough. So for Tesla, yeah, we could talk about Tesla. That's probably what's on the top of a lot of people's minds. I see a lot of people asking questions about a lot of really good stocks that I think that, yes, that probably would be a really great opportunity to grab on a lot of this stuff. But if I look at, on the daily chart with Tesla, let me pull this up here. I'm looking on the daily chart. We talked about 600 being kind of that resistance before it ended up breaking up over resistance. And then obviously it went off and just kind of left $600 in the dust, making its way all up to 654. I told Fat Man Zoom, I said, I'm looking to see if this actually holds 600. For me, it's a bit of a tough thing for me to want to consider adding to Tesla, only because I haven't added to Tesla since like $411. So my average is going to go up quite a bit. Not that there's anything wrong with averaging up, because we always talk about there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just not sure. I think the better play for me that I'm actually leaning towards adding to is Salesforce. Salesforce still hasn't recovered from its amazing earnings and the Slack news and stuff like that. Still hasn't made its real strong move. And I think it's coming back down here, just gives it another opportunity to add more to it. So out of everything that's in my portfolio, I think that Salesforce is going to be the one that I add to. Now, if you guys are newer or you're not part of the Chaos Crew, I told our Chaos Crew folks who are in there that I ended up taking positions on Asana and Palantir, ended up adding to those today. I'm in position sizes that I'm comfortable with at this point in time. I'm going to wait till after earnings for Asana to see if I plan to add more to it. Just kind of want to see what happens, but those aren't going to be two that I continue to add to. I think I'd rather go with a much more solid company with less speculation around it, and Salesforce is probably going to be that one for me.
Yeah, you know what I did? So I stopped out of Zoom. I wanted to hang on longer. It's in my long-term account, so I'm not too pressed about being in it. But
yeah,
I had averaged down a couple times, and I was down about 2 or 3%, and I just cut bait on it. I know you cut bait a little bit earlier
on
than
Zoom.
me.
Yeah.
But we're both out of Zoom. I think we're both fully out of Zoom. You're fully out of Zoom,
yes,
right?
100% out of Zoom.
We're both fully out of Zoom, but we're looking for an opportunity to get back in. And that's probably Friday for me.
Yeah.
We'll see how tomorrow responds with the vaccine news, but I'll probably wait till Friday for an opportunity to get back in, depending on how it moves.
Yeah, I talked to you guys, anybody who's in the mentorship I talked to this morning, and I said specifically that if it breaks 400, I'm out. Because I had a very strong feeling, looking at the charts, that if it broke $400 a share, very good likelihood we'll see this break down even further. Sure enough, that's kind of played out. Obviously, I'm sure the stimulus news has played a huge factor in that. But regardless, before the stimulus news came out, it was still breaking down to the bear side below $400 a share. So I was just like, I'm out, cutting it, looking for better opportunities. And so as far as Zoom's concerned now, I'm looking at the chart and I'm thinking, I'm still bullish on this. Just for the record, Fatman Zoom and I, we're still huge fans of Zoom. So looking at this, with potential areas of to grab some, would probably be around 367, 366, because that's probably where it's coming down to. It's done this before, so whenever it breaks down below 400, it usually has a pretty strong move, and so that's what I'm kind of waiting for. Hop back in on Zoom. Not feeling bad about this at all. Just didn't want to endure the pain of it just going all the way back down to 360s when I know my average was like 411 or whatever it was. So still feel strongly about it. Just waiting for the next opportunity. Did end up selling this for a loss, in case anybody was wondering. So we don't try to pretend that we have a green trade every single time. So this is one of those examples of just having a plan and sticking to it, because I think that a lot of people run into this trap of just like, well, I'm just going to keep adding and keep adding and keep adding. And for me, it was, I knew that what my threshold was. I had that plan and I stuck to that plan. So as long as you guys keep that mentality, even if you have to sell for a loss, you guys will be just fine. You will be much less likely to blow up your account that way.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple things that are holding up well, though. Drive Shack holding up well, up 8%.
Oh my God. Let's talk about Drive Shack, man. Cause you called earlier this morning and I was like, bro, do you even know where Drive Shack is at? And I had to tell Fat Man Zoom people, but he couldn't believe it. I know there's a lot of you guys in there that this was kind of our low key sleeper. Let's have some fun with this play, especially as it relates to like Topgolf and how Callaway reacted. But man, this thing's really going off.
That was our bargain stock one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has. Well, so that's a perfect example. That's in my long term. I don't look at it. So I had no idea when it was up. So that was good. Rite Aid's up 7%.
Yeah.
The Only Chaos special.
Yep.
And of course, although it's creeping down a little bit, the only green I have in my trading account right now, I'm only in 6 positions, Rocket.
It had a huge move today. Not sure what the rhyme or reason was to it. Who cares? It was up. It finally made a move. Felt good. Got up to close to $22 a share. And we were just sitting here just not even talking about it. I actually ended up sending Fat Man Zoom a screenshot of it this morning, and I got yelled at because we were not talking about it. And I still ended up talking about it. But, yeah, I mean, it looks great. And, you know, we still feel just as strongly as ever about Rocket, despite all the heat we get sometimes for it.
Yeah. Oh, you sold Tesla, Rohan? You're lying. You sold Tesla?
50% profit.
Well,
you can't
make profit. You're green.
Yeah, you're good.
Rob T said that one green is like a middle finger to everyone.
Yeah. It's just so ironic that the whole market's down and then Rocket just gives everybody a big fuck you.
Yeah. I was wondering if anybody sold Tesla. But if you took profit, that's different. As long as you have some sort of skin in the game,
Yeah.
I won't judge you too heavily.
Yeah.
Mr. L said, you don't sell Tesla, bro. Target is my green stock. Okay. Target's doing all right today.
Yeah, Target was actually Target's. I mean, you know, we're actually coming up with some good stocks that just to kind of give you a little preview. The video we were going to record today was recovery stocks. I actually thought about putting Target on there, but we got some good stuff coming up for that one. So make sure you're stay tuned for Friday. Fridays will be a good day.
So Highway asks, is Amazon a buy at 3105? I think it's fair to say that pretty much any of these blue chip FANG, big ballin' tech, especially the NASDAQ ones, is probably a buy right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think this is much.
Really, if you want to start pinching pennies, I'm looking at it at 30.75. But I mean, we're talking about $30 difference from where we're from there now. So really, when it's a $3,000 stock, it's not that big of a difference. So even if you add it here, I still wouldn't be mad at you for it.
Yeah. Just remember, the plan's still the same. You know, we scale in. It doesn't mean tomorrow could this is what sucks about today is that we have tomorrow, which is such a question mark day for the Qs with the vaccine. So for you guys that don't know, we're going live tomorrow, 2 p.m. We go live every Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. But tomorrow's topic is really about the FDA's review of the emergency use authorization for the vaccine for Pfizer and Biogen. And by all accounts, it's going through, it's getting approved. And we've known that we've seen vaccine use hit the Qs, hit the stay-at-homes. Yeah. And so it's going to be more interesting now because of what just happened a couple hours before the close. Like it's the worst possible time, but it makes tomorrow even more interesting. And I was hoping to go into tomorrow more green. So
yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and I might still add stuff towards the end of the day. You guys might see some live trading here because I got my eye on Salesforce, man. I really feel like I'm going to add to this before the end of the day. Doesn't appear to be going any lower than this at 221, 222. So I might be getting in. And Tesla's actually starting to make a move back up too. So we'll continue to watch this. But yeah, I mean, you know, we talk about this all the time, just making sure that you have a plan. And hopefully you guys do have one. And you know, hopefully we're just kind of beating a dead horse at this point. But if we are speaking to you, if we are providing value to you, if we have somehow talked you off the ledge, make sure you're giving us a thumbs up. We got almost 500 folks hanging in here, 55 likes. We certainly would appreciate those thumbs up. It just helps push this out a little bit more, brings more people into the chaos so they come here and own it with us. Yeah, and also, if you guys want to be part of the Chaos Crew, you guys see a lot of the folks that are chatting in the chat right now that have bears or bulls next to them. Those bulls are the real ones, man. They've been around, hanging out with us for 6 months or longer, which is pretty awesome. But if you want to be a part of that, get a daily watch list, also private live streams that go more in depth on, you know, our strategies, how we employ discipline, all that good stuff. then make sure you're hitting the join button and become part of the Chaos crew. We'd love to have you guys over there.
What's up, Will Trade for Play? He said, "You guys are awesome. Probably saved a life today."
We might have. Who knows? That'd be awesome if we did.
Yeah. At least prevented like a dog from getting kicked or something like that. So it's good.
A baby getting punched.
So Brad, Prime Time, what's up? Brad, what's your average on CRM?
My average on CRM, so just full disclosure, I am currently red on CRM, but my average is 231, I believe. Okay. So I was looking at this one. If you go out in the 4-hour chart, whoops, shit. I just moved my resistance line. But I got in at 231. That's actually right where this resistance is. So I broke through that support. And I actually ended up adding to this around 219 when I started to see this bounce after the earnings call. And it hasn't really broken through that 230 area. So anything under $230, I think is going to be a really good deal, because once it breaks over 230, we should see a really nice run out of Salesforce. But yeah, it doesn't belong down here, especially with all the good stuff that we heard from earnings and the merger and all that good stuff. So I have no problem adding to Salesforce.
Derek Smith, welcome to level 1. Man, we got good numbers in here. I love it.
Hell yeah.
George just added to Salesforce. Claudia had something. Todd Landon said, throw a donate in there. They came because yeah, Todd. Now, if you guys, we appreciate any donations. Thanks, Todd, for that. If you guys do want to do a donation, you can do it here, or you can go to onlychaos.com. There's a donate button for our crew people. So Claudia asked a question. She said, Zoom makes me sad. Will it keep dumping? And I want to talk about Zoom, and you can pull up the chart. I know you mentioned it in the mentorship, but Zoom is a great example of the red zone days we're talking about. And we got to find a support. Like, you don't just blindly go into it.
Yeah.
But Zoom is a very volatile stock. Tomorrow's going to be interesting for it. What you got to ask yourself is, how much do you like Zoom? We love Zoom.
Yeah.
Love Zoom.
Yep.
And not only for what it's done, because some people have concerns about reopening. We've said it's here to stay. Zoom has huge potential internationally. Zoom has huge potential in healthcare, huge potential in education, which it hasn't even monetized education.
Yeah.
If you think that Zoom's run is over, the crack you are smoking, because it ain't over, people. What did I say earlier about the shit you said? You said I got to say, I can't even remember.
Oh yeah, I can't remember either, but it was good, whatever it was.
But it's a buy below 400. It's just where.
Yeah. And
because it's such a great company, for me, it's a buy. It's hard. I get it, especially these big moves. But I get it. It's sad. And sometimes you got to cut ties and get back in. Will it keep dumping? Potentially. How's it looking on the charts?
So, like I said earlier in the show, the reason I sold was because of it breaking 400. My plan was that if it broke 400, just by looking at the charts, very good indication that it probably will continue to come much lower. So I'm looking at this around 366. If this closes at 385, I think 366, 367 is a really distinct possibility. And that may be good news or bad news for you, depending on how you look at this, because we do have FDA approval pending tomorrow too, which I think will directly impact Zoom to the downside. Not because we feel like it is a stock to not be owned, but when you look at the sentiment from other investors, they always equate positive Rona vaccine news to be like, oh, well, everything's going to get back to normal. We don't need Zoom anymore. And it couldn't be further from the truth. So when people are leaving something like Zoom for reasons like that, it's been in our experience, especially with Zoom, that's the time to buy. And so if we see the FDA approval go through, Zoom gets negatively impacted by that tomorrow, I'm going to watch for this 366, 367 area, see if it holds up there. And then that's when I might execute my buy for Zoom, and could be an area that you may want to consider taking a look at too.
Juju, there's no word on Pfizer. It's just we're waiting tomorrow for the FDA authorization.
Yeah.
So Zoom, Christopher says Zoom's revenue will never be anywhere near the level it's been this year. Y'all way too bullish. Microsoft and others continue to take market share. Zoom isn't growing any market share. Wow. I mean, I can't predict the future, but I'm pretty sure everything you said, I feel the exact opposite.
Yes.
So one of us is right and one of us is going to be proven wrong. But I don't think Microsoft is taking market share from Zoom.
Not
I
at
could be
all.
wrong. And it's speculation that their revenue will never grow. But here's why I don't think it's going to grow. It's a subscription-based model. And like I told you, there's growth. Now, if you said, will it grow at the same rate? No, the growth rate won't be 300% again.
No.
But Chris, you think it's going to be negative year over year? It's a subscription-based model. It's not Amazon. So, well, Amazon does have partially, but you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Recurring revenue.
But anyways, Zoom, like I get it. It's at high multiples, but there's a ton of bullish reasons for Zoom. I don't know how many bearish reasons you can give me other than it's ran too far and we're coming out of COVID. Like those are not, to me, very strong bearish, but that's just how I view it.
Yeah.
So, Claudia Christian, I think she's quoting me. You're wrong, and here's why. What do you guys make of Cisco Green Day today? And just purchased a company called Slido, a Q&A polling platform with lots of additional conference capabilities. Well, aren't they in talks about acquiring Fastly?
Yeah, I believe so. And that's why Fastly has been doing so well too. You look at Fastly right now, and it has pulled back along with everything else, but it did crack up over $100 a share yesterday. And man, we've already said how we like Fastly a lot, and it really got a bad rap because of the TikTok stuff. But with Cisco coming in and scooping them up, it's going to be awesome for Fastly. Even for Cisco, it's going to continue to add value to Cisco. But man, in a world where we're just going to continue to accept and grow in remote work, Fastly is just a really good opportunity, I think, to continue to grab some of this up, depending on how this merger goes through, all that good stuff. But man, really like this stock, and even Cisco too. It's just another good one to kind of hang your hat on as far as remote work is concerned too.
Dividend passive journey was going on. Questions crashing. It's a 2% retracement. Relax. Couldn't agree more. That's a good point.
Absolutely.
Well, in not to get technical here, but listen, you got to take the bad with the good. Like it's you have all these green days, and if you don't know about beta, like when you look at if you go to any one of the sites that you look for news or stock information, Yahoo Finance, CNBC, you're going to see a metric beta. And it's basically how volatile the stock is and the movement in comparison with essentially the market overall.
Yeah. And
so you have these value stocks and these slow moving stocks like a Kroger or a Coke or whatever that they don't move a ton. You're not going to lose a ton, but you're not going to gain a ton.
Right.
And so they have a low beta. So if you have a higher than a 1 beta, that means you're extremely volatile. So your swings will be greater. So if the market goes up and it goes up by 1%, then theoretically your stock that has a high beta will go up 2%, 3%, 4%. It works the other way around though, people. The inverse is true as well. And so when these days happen and the SPY is only down 1% or the Qs are only down 2%, but your stock is down 4 or 5, you set up your portfolio that way. And you got to realize that and you got to remember that. And so that's why you got to really, I'm not saying you just suck it up, but you got to realize these things happen. Volatility is why you're playing, is how you make money, but it's also how you lose money if you do it, if you're just sort of willy-nilly with it.
Right. Yep. Exactly. I still have this Salesforce chart pulled up, getting really close to 220. We're at 221 right now. If I start to see some buying return here at 220, then I'm going to be adding to this. Looks good here. It's a gift. It's a gift. Shamil, yeah, good time for shopping. Absolutely.
DJ Money's not worried, waiting for tomorrow. That's cool. See how tomorrow shakes out. I think that's fair. That's a fair assessment. a couple people. How about that JP Morgan? Was it JP Morgan that raised their price target to $90 for Tesla?
For Tesla, yeah, I don't know who it was, but yeah, ridiculous. Like
Doing
how
that
much,
shit for PR.
like how much more out of touch could you be?
I know. Imran, thoughts on Asana after earnings? We'll tell you about Asana.
Yeah, it was JP Morgan. They are quoted as saying, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
They said the valuation is difficult to conceive in any imagined scenario. Well, I would suggest that you just fire every goddamn analyst over at JP Morgan because I don't know what they're smoking.
Yeah. Actually, before we get to Asana, Chris said Pfizer FDA approval already expected. Will it be sell the news tomorrow? Because it'll already be fully priced in an FDA approved vaccine. We've had it on the watch list in anticipation of a move up.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. What are your thoughts on that? Because I normally would say sell the news, but I'm not sure on this one.
I think, I mean, if we didn't see a crazy sell off today like we did, then I would be saying sell the news. And some people have already asked me that, and I still said yes. It's not out of the realm of possibility that still can't happen. And I think there's definitely a case to be made. You know, when Moderna went crazy, it was more of a surprise when that news came out. Not necessarily surprised that, you know, we would see awesome efficacy numbers or anything like that, but there wasn't like this implied announcement of an event. Whereas Pfizer is, and in most cases, it is a sell the news kind of thing. So we might see like a pop in the morning, but I'm willing to bet we probably do see some selling later in the day tomorrow if all goes well, everything comes through as far as the FDA approval is concerned.
Yeah, I like it overall, and I don't think it's going to be if it does sell. I don't think it's going to be a massive selling day.
Yeah.
Who was it? Somebody just mentioned the Canada approval. Oh, Nate mentioned the Canada approval, which I agree. I just think Pfizer's kind of leading the pack with the news. And so I think this kind of builds up, and there might be a red day here and there, but I don't see a massive move down because I think there's still some things to look forward to.
Yep.
But that's just speculative. I have no basis on that. But what I will say is we've been talking about Johnson and Johnson, and we've put it as kind of a sleeper. And I think it's a good stock to take if you feel like Pfizer's made the move already. I think overall it's a great stock. We both really like it.
Yes.
And Brad, I actually just started seeing some articles about Johnson and Johnson and AstraZeneca and distribution of doses. So I think we're going to see, and being the lion's share, like 200 million doses they're trying to produce. So I think we're going to start seeing J&J news. I feel it. We've talked about it. I think that's coming right around the corner. So that may be an opportunity as well.
Yeah. And let's speak. And Johnson & Johnson has the best balance sheet, arguably in any stock in the stock market. They have the best balance sheet. And I think that they've been very methodical on making sure that they had all their T's crossed, I's dotted, to basically come out with their efficacy news and just kind of their vaccine. I don't think that they're drawing all this time out just because, you know, they haven't really come up with a good vaccine or a good alternative. I think it really is come down to just the fact that they've been ultra careful, conservative, all that good stuff. But they're not going to be a company that has to sell stock in order to raise money, which you can't say for Moderna, and to a certain extent, you can't say for Pfizer either. So I actually do like Johnson & Johnson a lot. I just wanted to take a look at Facebook real quick. It did sell off. If you guys didn't hear, there was some news that came out about the FTC suing them for, I guess, monopoly practices. So I just wanted to see what the reaction was to this. Came all the way down to 271. Bouncing here though.
Chris, we're not fans of Moderna. It's probably one of the bottom ones for us. So yeah, we're bearish on that. So Asana, let's go to Asana. So they report after hours. So the bell closes at 4 p.m. Eastern time, maybe around 4:15. We'll know the results. And I feel like at this point we might as well just stay live and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because we're both in it. But talk a little bit about expectations, earnings, why you typically don't play earnings very frequently, why you got in, and what are you expecting from earnings?
I think with Asana, I don't know what the numbers are. Do you know what the numbers are? Here, I'm looking them up. We like Asana for a lot of reasons, and one of those is remote work. I have average estimate earnings per share is going to be at a loss of 37 cents. Who knows if they actually come in and beat that? I almost kind of think like, who cares? At this point, I think it's going to be more of the outlook. How much are they growing? Which I think that they're growing exponentially. If we look at something like, and we talked about comparing this to Team, who actually, holds Trello in their portfolio of companies, and we like Asana so much more than Trello. You use Asana, I use Asana for both together, our own business, and then businesses outside of ours. We just love the platform, and for their ability to be able to monetize this, I think it's going to be the real challenge. But I think that it's going to be undervalued here. And so I just wanted to kind of get in before earnings just to kind of see if there's going to be a nice, decent pop here. But even if this comes down, I still plan on adding to Asana. If you guys don't know, this did recently IPO, which is why there is some question marks surrounding around this. But I think this should do really well going into earnings. And if not, it's not a big deal. Like I said, I didn't take like a huge position size. It's definitely going to give me an opportunity to add to this if it does fall after hours.
Yeah, Mark P says, don't you think Asana has too much debt, especially compared to their revenues, way more than Palantir? Here's a couple things to say. So I did a video. I kept trying to rack my brain about Asana all day yesterday, and I was looking at their earnings previously.
Yeah.
And looking at their financial statements. And I tried my best, especially with the company that I love so much, like Asana.
Yeah.
I tried my best to not be biased, and I try to go to the other side of it and try to play devil's advocate. And any way I tried to look at it, it was really hard for me to make a bearish case. So let's talk about the debt discussion. And the reason why, to us, the best comparison is Trello, is Atlassian. And so it's different in the sense of they have a bunch of other companies, and Asana is a specialty. I like it because of that. That's kind of the reason why I like Zoom.
Yeah.
Right. Like they can expand, but really they know what their niche is. And so it's sort of like, you don't want that jack of all trades, master of none. In this case, I like it. And the way they're growing is different. So the way they're growing is and this is similar to Zoom. They're trying to make Asana for industry, and they have different sales teams surrounded by the industry that they just started doing. And so from a debt perspective, the one thing you do need to know, Mark, we'll see you watch the video on the Fat Man Zoom channel. Well, the one thing I said, if you remember, was be careful with the debt. The debt last quarter was disproportionately higher, but that was because they had mentioned that it was a cost associated with their build out of their headquarters in San Francisco. So those are not recurring costs. Those are not long-term costs. That's why if you look at it on a chart, last quarter kind of spiked up. There was a little bit associated in the previous quarter. I don't know how much is going to be on this quarter, but again, I don't know how much this matters. We talk about this, about the market being a forward-looking vessel. It's normal for these tech companies to have debt. It's got a less than a $5 billion valuation.
Yep.
I'm not saying it moves up after earnings, but to me, long-term, this is a really good play. Their growth perspectives are big. And I don't think the market cares about the debt. I think the market cares about the growth and guidance. And I feel good about it. And, you talk about a $4 billion valuation versus a $50 billion valuation. And there's still market share, not just to steal from people, but new market share.
Yeah.
I see a blowout quarter. I really do. I don't know if it's going to go up, but I see a blowout quarter. And if it goes down, I'm going to add.
Yeah. I am too. Just to that chime, sorry about that. I did end up adding to Salesforce. For any of you guys watching, saw this come down to 220.50. It looks as if it is trying to hold the support. So I ended up adding there. And average is now down below 230. So I feel really good about that add. But yeah, I think that Asana, what I think people are failing to realize, at least with this specific company, is that as we continue to accept the reality that remote work is here to stay, it's not going anywhere, and that more and more people are going to accept this, they're going to want platforms like Asana. We talked about Slack as well with Salesforce that help organize things a little bit because you're not in the office. So it makes things a little bit more tricky as far as making sure people are staying on track, making sure the projects are all getting done. And platforms like Asana and Slack and a bunch of other ones are going to be the future of how we work together when we're apart.
Primordial. Sorry, I can't pronounce that. I saw Moderna last night at 169. I don't even know what Moderna actually did today, but good on you.
Yeah.
Is it a good time to add the dip on Peloton? James D'Agostino, it's down to 111, or is it better until it gets closer to 100? I will say, Brad will talk about the supports and resistances. Peloton has had a nice move.
Yeah.
Again, it's like Zoom. No matter what you do, definitely know the level. But I would still wait till tomorrow for the news because it gets impacted as well.
Yep. I would give this a little bit. I would say, if by some chance you get an opportunity down at 106 and even around $98, if we see a break just below $100 a share, it is a screaming buy at that point. But, we talked about Peloton and the demand that they have going on with them. It's actually a problem for Peloton. Now, it's a good problem to have, but we're still seeing people having complaints about not getting their Peloton bikes in a timely manner, even up to 8 to 10 weeks before they actually get their Peloton. Might make it tricky for Christmas time as well. But yeah, I still very bullish on Peloton. I probably would give it till tomorrow as well,
though. What else we got here? Team coaching, what's going on? Thoughts today on DLR, thinking a starter position.
DLR? I don't know about DLR.
Yeah, Digital Realty Trust.
Is this a REIT?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So looking at this looking at DLR, man, the one thing that we always kind of talk about is just the trend in general. There's no part of DLR that right now screams bullish to me. And what I mean by that is that if you're looking at this chart, imagine a trend here that you're trying to draw out, and there's literally no upward movement on this. And so I always tell folks, this is a practice that I employ myself. Don't try to just predict the absolute bottom. Wait for this trend to actually break before maybe making a buying decision on it. Because if you try to guess the bottom, it hardly ever works out, if at all. And really, it just comes down to luck as to whether or not you're going to actually guess the actual bottom on this thing. So wait till we see a trend actually break out of this. Perfect example, by the way, it's one we looked at with CVS. This is why we called CVS so bullish. So we go back and look at on the daily chart on CVS. We actually were watching this downward trend back in August and September. Once it broke out, we were like, okay, CVS is a buy. Sure enough, it went all the way up from $55, now sitting at $73.21. And it actually looks like to me, CVS could be flagging here on the daily chart. Could be like a nice little bull flag here. But yeah,
I feel good about CVS.
Trend is your friend, man.
Yeah, Claudia, DLR is a dividend play. You put a question mark. I'm not sure if you're making a statement or asking a question. It's got about less than a 3.5% yield. So there's talking about the trends. Like, I think there's much better dividend plays that you can get a 3.5% yield.
Yeah.
Other than this REIT.
Yeah.
What's up with guys? When you say what's up with, pretty much every stock today is down. I just want to preface it. I haven't read the rest of this question, but what's up with whatever? Not sure exactly why the market's down, but pretty much everything's down. So if your stock is down with the rest of the market, it's not any indicator of the stock. Like, it just means the overall market. And I wouldn't be too worried about your sentiments on it.
Yeah.
What's up with DHI, says Rudy Brown. Also, what about Masco, MAS, another home market stock? What's up with DHI, Brad? DR Horton.
What's up with it? DHI is just another good opportunity for a buy. It came down, it's moving down with the market. We talked about how DHI is a buy down at these levels. Still feel really strongly about the housing market in general, especially with the Joe Biden administration. I think DHI is going to continue to roll here and do really well. So you get it under $70 a share. I think it's a screaming buy. We've seen this triple bottom now down at $65. If by some chance it retests that area, would also be another area I consider adding or making an entry if you're not in already.
Claudia said, yeah, don't care about DLR. Thanks. Isaac Escobedo. I like the either or tickers. I actually really enjoy them. Delta
too.
or Love? Delta or Southwest?
Ooh. I'm going Southwest, and here's why. Southwest has got obviously a better balance sheet. We've talked about that too. We've also talked about break-even load factor. This hasn't been something that we brought up recently, but break-even load factor, if you guys don't know what that means, it is essentially the percentage of...
Sounds dirty.
Break-even load factor is essentially the amount of capacity the plane needs to fill in order for them to break even on. And
Still sounds dirty. Sorry, go ahead.
Southwest has to have has the best ratio. So it's somewhere around, it's in the low 70s. 72% of their planes need to fill in order for them to break even on. Delta's a little bit higher than that, closer to around 80%. And then American Airlines is the absolute worst. I think it's like 83 or 87%. It's a lot. Southwest has the best break-even load factor. You look at the fact that they are primarily domestic travel, and domestic travel is a much higher demand than obviously international because we still have borders that are shut down. So for me, I'm going to have to go with Southwest over Delta, even though they're both really good.
Okay. I'm not going to get to this question yet. Matty Ton, what's going on? What about RH earnings, Restoration Hardware?
Are there earnings today?
I think so.
Sure, either today or tomorrow. Yeah, let me double check. I just want to confirm.
Yes, what's the 9th?
Today. So today, that's actually a good day to stay through earnings. We got Adobe, Restoration Hardware, Asana. So it could be a good day. Adobe, by the way, was on Stockwatch Sunday, so it's worth hanging around watching that one too. But yeah, RH is going to crush earnings. There's no doubt in my mind. Honestly, if you're feeling lucky today, buying some Restoration Hardware after a huge sell-off like this with the rest of the market being pulled down could be a really good opportunity if you felt like you missed a boat with Restoration Hardware getting up to close to $500 a share. Now that it's come down to 466. I'm not saying that you have to buy it here, but could be a nice little opportunity, especially if you're looking to play earnings anyway.
Noberto, what's up, brother? What are your thoughts on BNTX?
I was just looking at Rite Aid. It's still ripping face, bro. It's going to go up to 20. BNTX is Biotech. If you guys weren't familiar with this is the company that worked with Pfizer. My sentiments are probably the same as Pfizer's. You know, there could be potential selling the news. So if you're not in already, I probably would just wait till after the FDA approval to see how this reacts. I wouldn't want to be in it right now if it were me.
Is Neo a buy right now, Brad?
Oh man. I would say probably. It hasn't come down. It's had one day where it spiked down below 40. So with it sitting here in the low 40s, if I'm just playing the chart, yeah, I'd say it's probably close to a buy.
What? Which one?
Neo.
Oh man.
I'm not saying invest in it, but it looks like a buy to me.
I like it. Would you buy Apple today or wait till tomorrow?
I would probably scale into some Apple today and then see if it's worth adding to tomorrow.
What's going on, Don Fron in the house, ladies and gentlemen?
What up, my man?
Nvidia, John. I don't believe Nvidia's earnings are today. Nvidia's earnings, they happened like not even a month ago.
Yeah, you missed the boat on that. Somebody, Rudy Brown says, Dry Shack, why or why did I sell? Still rolling, man.
Drive Shack, the gift that keeps on giving. You can be telling your kids about Drive Shack.
Linston Photo says he is so proud of me. I appreciate that.
Evan Sedal, Bills or Steelers? Bills.
What the fuck? I'm a Ravens fan. You kidding me?
But you have to pick one. If they were matched up.
Oh, yeah, it's the Bills.
Championship.
If they were matched up in the AFC Championship, it is the Bills. Josh Allen is the truth.
Josh Allen is the truth. Might be top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm interested in finding a new growth stock. Anyone have some suggestions?
What was the beginning part of that question?
Looking for a growth stock.
Oh man, there's so many good ones. Sounds like a video idea. I would say if I was looking at a growth stock right now today, I'm going with either Under Armour or Nike. And well, I guess we're giving a little bit of a preview, but I think Under Armour, Nike, they're going to be good ones to probably hang on to, especially as we go into the recovery. These are going to be good ones to move. Under Armour's just continuing to roll.
Asana.
There you go. Asana. Palantir's a good one too. We like Palantir as well.
Shane Van Nest, I was so stoked when I got a notification you guys were live. You are welcome, my friend. Who was the donation from? Solemn HD. Thank you. Oh, I really just want to know your opinion on this stock, Nesco, NSCO. It has a $1.42 billion merger with CTOS.
If you're not in, I wouldn't want to be in, or I wouldn't want to be buying it all the way up here, I should say.
Ooh. All right, John. So Brad, this question is for you, but I want to answer it.
Okay.
And you can add, tell me if I'm wrong. But I think I know the answer to this. Brad, how do you deal with it when your profits disappear? So John, they're never profits unless you actually sell. So it's unrealized.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Again, when the stock moves up, just like you can't get overly excited when it's green and you haven't sold anything. Don't get too down on yourself when it goes in the red. Like,
yeah,
it's until it's realized, it's neither profits nor losses. So you're saying profits disappear. Basically, you're saying when you have losses, if you haven't sold the stock yet, you shouldn't be tied to it or be frustrated. Like you're basically trying to leverage your strategy. So you're going to be red sometimes, you're going to be green sometimes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I think that's absolutely true. And and I know you didn't ask this question directly, but I think the next follow-up question to that would be like, well, what if you feel like you missed the boat on something, and what kind of goes with chasing, or if you sold and it continues to run. The fact of the matter is, especially if you sold for profit, just be happy with the fact that you sold for profit. This happens to me all the time. Sometimes I'll sell too early and it keeps going. And I'm like, you know what, whatever. I made money. It can keep going for the next guy. It is what it is. It's a missed opportunity. The fact of the matter is that the stock market's open every day, just about, and there's always something to trade. So I never worry about missing out on something too much.
Jason Toscano in the house. What is going on, sir?
Is that our young man?
He wants to know, should I add to AMD or Apple? Which one would you add to?
Damn.
AMD is down about 3.5%. Apple's, I think, 2.5%.
AMD.
Or 2%. Apple's down 2%.
Yeah, I'm going with AMD. I see AMD going up to $100 a share pretty soon. Semiconductors are on fire. Not to say that Apple couldn't be on fire, but I think it'd probably pick AMD for a larger possibility for return in a shorter period of time.
Oliver asked, any news on that free Tesla share? Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. So we are going to announce the free Tesla share 2 Sundays from now. So I'm amending what I said before. We're going to do it the day before it enters into the S&P, Sunday, December 20th. We're going on Stockwatch Sunday. We're going to raffle it off. So for those that don't know, we're going to raffle off a free share to any Chaos Crew member that gets in before the 20th. We had this goal for 1,000. We hit 1,000 people. We hit 1,000. YouTube fluctuates, so it might get below it up, but by the 20th, we'll definitely be clear of 1,000. So if you guys want an opportunity to get that free share, get in before then, but it is official. Somebody will get a share. One lucky Chaos Crew member will get a free share of Tesla, whatever the stock price is at, on the 20th.
I know.
Stockwatch Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
I feel like we're going to regret this decision, getting it all the way to the 20th, because it's probably going to run up to that day. But no, and this is just a good way for us to, give back a little bit, say thanks for supporting the channel. And, we wanted to do it. We're happy to do it. And, if you guys want get yourself entered to win that free Tesla share. Make sure you're hitting that join button next to subscribe, or the link is in the description. We'd love to have you guys over the Chaos Crew for $4.99 a month. You just can't beat it. You really can't. That'd be hell of a return on investment if you spent $4.99 and got your Tesla share.
Yeah, exactly. Claudia said, Brad, I was hoping the Ravens would beat the Cowboys because I talked shit to some guy in the car who was being a douche and wearing a Cowboys hat. My husband scolded me for that.
That's hilarious. We got
somebody did ask earlier about Amazon. Do you think it's still going to hit 4,000? I know everybody asks you this question.
It's becoming less and less likely that it's going to hit 4,000, but maybe 3,500. That's still on the table.
Yeah, it's in that 300 to 3,200 range, and it just hasn't decided.
Yeah,
it could move, but man, it's been kind of stuck there.
Yeah. Yep. We got 615 people hanging out with us, by the way. We appreciate you spending your afternoon with us. If you give us a thumbs up, if you're getting value out of today's video, it'll push that out some more, so more people can come in and watch us. We certainly would appreciate it. It helps with that algorithm, or so I'm told. So if you guys give us a thumbs up, we certainly would appreciate that.
Is Nvidia a buy at these levels? James Parison. So it's at 517, down 3% today.
Which one is it? Sorry.
Nvidia.
Nvidia is one of those ones that we kind of always talk about being a buy and hold. There's definitely opportunities to swing trade this one, kind of be in and out. But, it looks to me as if this is coming down to an area where it's a bit of a joke. 517 on Nvidia right now on a stock that we feel as if belongs up at $600 a share. Makes sense to buy it down here. If by some chance it continues to break down lower, look for this maybe to come back down to $500 a share. That is a screaming buy if it comes down to the low 500s.
Thanks for the congratulations. Congrats, Brad and Fatty Z. I like how you guys change the names.
I know.
Sometimes you guys say Brad Man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you call me Fart Man.
It's hilarious.
Thoughts on Facebook?
Facebook's in trouble, man. We talked about Facebook being a buy, and it was until the FTC came out and said, we're going to sue your ass. I still think it's a buy. I think there's going to be a certain amount of investors that say, you know what, this is still a bunch of posturing BS. The attorneys general are not going to go anywhere with this, I don't think. So I would have taken this as an opportunity to probably buy. Facebook is not a monopoly. And if anything, you could argue that they're helping small businesses more so than the government is. So, I got nothing bad to say about Facebook, and I think it's going to be a buy. I think we see $300 a share before long. I was saying probably before the end of the year. It's still on the table.
Arjavism. I love the questions for you non-bears, and I'm not trying to single you out. It's just so interesting, the different questions between bears and bulls and non-bears and bulls. Is the market about to crash? Friend, no. It's not about to crash.
We're good.
It's down 1%.
Yeah, we're good.
It's not even down 1% anymore since we've been live.
Yeah, started to come back. Started to see some pretty decent comebacks.
Oh my goodness.
I want to see how my
Runny
CRM.
spent all money in the morning and now all stocks down. Not a good day.
My Salesforce buy still looking good. My Salesforce buy is still looking good. So holding above 220. Feeling good.
Jose Matute, what's up? Hey, Brad and Fat Man. Encino, Ncino. I just made up that name.
Encino.
Has earnings today after hours. How do you think it'll impact the share price?
I don't know. I don't know if it's really going to be all that reactionary, to be honest with you. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure we see much out of them. I'm more focused on the Adobe's and Asana and Restoration Hardware. Those are the earnings plays I like today.
Daniel Lee. Hey guys, my why doesn't my bear show when I chat? I'm a member. What am I doing wrong? I don't think you're doing anything wrong. Man, to be honest, YouTube has these weird glitches and issues. There's a good chance you might not have been renewed. So you got to check if your card's correct on file. If I don't know what happens, but somehow we've been suspecting there may be this issue. But yeah. I don't think you're actually a member right now. So go to our channel, go to the membership tab, and it'll show you if you're currently a member or not. we'd love to get you back. And mean, if you try to join right now as a member, if it lets you, it means you weren't a member, somehow kicked you out. We've had a few people have that issue. Speaking of, James Parison, welcome to Le Crew.
Welcome to the crew.
Soaring stocks. Yes, he is eating Chick-fil-A. That is a Chick-fil-A cup.
Sure
and
is.
I'm starving. I wish I was smarter. I wish I had some Chick-fil-A because I haven't eaten yet.
Some grilled nuggets, man. The grilled nuggets are the best.
Oh, Jonathan Shriver just bought some shares of Adobe. I'm very happy now.
Yeah, I was just looking at Adobe does have earnings, so make sure you're keeping, you're aware of that. But I mean, with this getting beat down, they come in and crush earnings. Like I said, it's kind of like with Restoration Hardware. It could be a nice little gift before they close here.
Yeah. Evan Hake, thanks for the donation. Hey guys, what do you think of NNDM and IDEX? I think Don's a fan of NNDM, if I'm not mistaken.
I get a lot of questions about NNDM, especially since Meet Kevin's had it on his channel. But I think it probably does well. I just can't justify buying it all the way up here. It's gone up nearly 700% since October. So I just don't know if I would want to buy it all the way up here. For me personally, it would be like, oh yeah, it would have been nice to get into in October. But at this point, it's kind of like I see it as a missed opportunity. Unless somehow it has a significant pullback, but it hasn't really had much of one.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody said, who was that? Shoot, Chow family. Can I pay monthly? Yes, you can pay monthly, and it's no commitment. So if you want to cancel after a month, you can cancel after a month. But I bet you don't. I bet you don't.
We try to provide some insane value.
Red Flickin' Bear. What's up?
I said we try to provide some insane value. That's for sure.
Yeah, Todd Landon wants to ditch the Red Bear. Listen, friend, he's got to stick around a little bit longer, so you'll get the green bull when you get to 6 months.
Yep.
So that is it's a big wait between Red Bear and Green Bull. But yeah, you'll get the Green Bull. We don't have Red Bulls yet because we haven't hit a year. But when we hit a year and then 2 years, we got a badass bull.
Yeah.
So in 2 years, you guys will stick around. It's a badass bull.
It is.
I made sure of it.
The 1 year mark actually starts mid-February, so should start to see. And we do have some OGs in here. I know Melissa is watching. I know Felicia's watching. There's a couple of the OGs that have been in here for a year. So yeah, we got some of them.
I wish I can. I wonder, can I change the time frame? No, you have to stick to the time frame.
Yeah,
that stinks.
Oh,
YouTube screws us again. Roberto, well, we actually like, we like YouTube.
We're very
Roberto
fortunate
Medina.
to have this platform.
Going back to realized and unrealized gains, what percentage do you guys consider to be good to take profits on your investment?
Oh, that's a great question. So sometimes for me, it just depends on what stock you're in. Like being in something like Tesla, where I see a lot of long-term growth and long-term value out of, I might take a little bit more time to scale out of. But I've been in Tesla since 430. My average is 433. My long-term account, I just don't even touch it. I trim out as I need to if it starts to take up too much of my portfolio. But it just kind of depends. I think sometimes, especially like, let's just put it this way. If you're up like 40, 50% or better, start scaling out, start taking some of that money that you put into it out of it. Just had this conversation this morning with somebody where if you are, I had somebody talk to me about, I don't even remember what stock it was. They were up like 80% and they hadn't sold a dime of anything. And I was like, if nothing else, just take the money that you put into it. So if you had $1,000 that you bought with something and it's up to, $1,800 or even $2,000, you made a bunch of money on it. Start taking some of that $1,000 you originally put in there and leave just profit dollars left. That way you're just playing with house money. So the risk is eliminated essentially. You don't have a whole lot of stress that you're worrying about. And anytime you want to sell that stock, it's for 100% profit dollars. So that's kind of the approach that I usually try to employ myself and then talk to other people about as well.
Yeah, and I'll add on to that, Roberto. Here's something that stands out for what you said, and I'm not trying to mince your words, but like you said, what percentage do you guys consider to be good to take profits on your investment? And fundamentally, I think this is where I had to make a shift, and I think most traders need to make a shift. We focus too much on the profits. You win by minimizing losses.
Yep.
Focus on losses. And so my answer to you is framed around that. It should be as a percentage of your strategy as far as what your losses is. A lot of people go into a trade, and I'm not saying you do this, but they just focus on, okay, when am I selling it when it goes up to? But the real winners know how to cut bait, and it's not about the wins, it's about minimizing your losses. So here's what I'll say. You could have a strategy that says, all right, if I get into something, I want a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. So I'll be willing to set my stop at 1%, but I'll give it an upside of at least 3% plus. So I'll step my take profit at 3% and hopefully give it some room to run. So it may get more, right? That may be a day trade tactic.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It could be 5%, 25%, whatever, but the ratio is there. So if you're like have a 50% success rate, which is actually pretty good at picking stocks, that means that if you have a 50% success rate, every other one's right. And if you have a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio, that means you're going to be in the green overall. If you want to look at a longer time frame, if you're doing long-term investing, I'm not hard and fast on this, but when I get into a position, I want to have a 25% upside.
Yeah.
So at 5%, 10%, I'm looking to either dollar cost average or I'm looking to get out. So I'll usually have like a 5% downside and a 25% plus for like longer swing trades. Hopefully that helps, but the point still stands. I wouldn't necessarily worry about profits. I would think about minimizing losses and having the strategy on both ends.
Yeah. I love that. I thought that was awesome.
Thanks, man.
Just wanted to welcome Alessandro Capriati and Kevin Carpenter to the Chaos Crew. Appreciate you guys hopping along. You will not regret it. If you guys want to be part of the Chaos Crew as well, make sure you're hitting that join button next to subscribe, or there's a link in the description as well. Love to have you guys over the Chaos Crew.
What is SPLK at? I don't even know what Splunk is at. I haven't looked at it.
That thing tanked like the mother, man. After after earnings earlier, was it last week? Last week they had earnings, or was it Monday?
Yeah, it was like Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, so it's tanked, sitting at 155. Hasn't really moved all that much, honestly. It had a relatively decent day today, and then tanked with the rest of the market. But yeah, it looks as if it's established a nice solid support though at like 153.50 ish.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, considering the red day and considering how much it tanked, I'm pleasantly surprised that it's only down this much.
Yeah.
Oliver hates being a noob gray bear. Oliver, you've been here I feel like you've been here for close to a month. You should be switching over in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
And it'll feel good. You'll be a beautiful black bear. I made 5K on IDX. Yep. Good job.
Sweet.
I love when people check to see if they have their bears.
No.
Like, no comment here. Just want to see what bear I'm at. Or what a baker. We already talked about Zoom. We talked about Zoom early on. What do you guys think of ZS? It's a cloud security company, Giddy. I like that.
Zscaler. Oh yeah. I know about Zscaler. It's already made the move here. I would wait for this to come back down. It's really had a monster move after earnings. But it's a great company and they're going to continue to grow. I would say see if this doesn't pull back somewhere around, in the 160s, then I'd probably scoop up some Zscaler, but the move's already been made, so I don't know if I'd want to be in this high.
Oh, Giddy, you're lucky I got that question and didn't see you asked it 4 times after that. Spam. Oh my God, you keep asking the question. Oh, Justin, time out. That is unbecoming of a red bear.
Don, I
don't know what I did in the member video, Claudia. I'm not sure what I did.
Don Fry, we did cover Tesla already, yeah.
You guys are gonna. I'm not seeing is Tesla green or red. A bunch. Yeah, we just got it out of the way.
Yeah, we did. But that's 604.
I mean, is it fair to say it's kind of just playing out like we've said? I mean, anybody
It
that's
is.
in our crew, we
Yeah.
kind of just talked about this.
Yep. That's why I've been trimming all the way up.
Mark Peach, you got to talk about the IPOs going crazy. Had a great laugh about your tweets. Fatman. Oh, I felt like I had a good tweet day.
We've had some fire tweets today. If you guys haven't checked us out at Fatman Zoom over here, at Own the Chaos here, we've been going back and forth all day about DoorDash. What a shit show. I can't believe this is still rolling. I actually put a poll out to see how many people are actually buying the DoorDash IPO. About 90% of you said no. And I said that lie detector determined that that was a lie. Because it's still rolling. Whether you guys did or didn't, it was just a funny joke. But DoorDash is, there's no way I want any parts of this all the way up here.
Hey, Mark, I would say my favorite one today was the Tyrone Biggins one. The DoorDash 102 retail 202.
With that being said, Airbnb's is tomorrow. If you guys didn't catch yesterday's video, we talked about Airbnb, pretty in-depth convo. I'm sorry, on Monday we put out a video. Go check that out. But I'm actually I still have some YOLO money set aside to grab some Airbnb because I do think it'll end up doing quite well on its first day. But it's probably only going to be for a day trade. I'll watch Airbnb settle down and then probably scoop that up. But I definitely want me some of that.
George Brown Bear asks, are either of you active in the We Trade HQ Discord?
No, so we're actually more active in our mentorship Discord. So for those of you who are wondering, WeTradeHQ.com, WeTradeHQ is a business that I am the CEO of. We're kind of pivoting and really making this more about the Own the Chaos brand on this channel. WeTradeHQ is still very much a thing, and we're actually using WeTradeHQ, the website and everything else, to just be more of a marketplace for people who are looking to get into the mentorship courses and that sort of thing. You can go check that out at WeTradeHQ.com. But as far as engagement and all that stuff, it's in our mentorship at Own the Chaos mentorship. If you guys want to be a part of that, again, links are in the description. Would love to have you guys over.
Yeah, and we're just getting to the point where, the size, and I'm not trying to say this as a way to sort of gloat, but like you just get to a point where you only have so much energy to put towards things. And like, we're at the point where even just the people we have, like it takes all the time, like our Discord is really, really engaged. And on top of that, we have comments to respond to on the channel. So if we also did We Trade HQ, we'd be doing a disservice to everybody because we wouldn't be able to take care of all of it.
Just won't be able to keep up.
Yeah. Speaking of the mentorship, Rooney asks, what support do you provide with the membership? Can you please explain a little bit more?
Yeah. So, I mean, we try to answer all the questions that we can, especially when we're posting our daily watch list. So when you're in the channel membership, we post up a daily watch list every single day. So usually when people ask questions in there, we try to answer those as much as we can. We also do private live streams and answer as many questions as we can there. So there's definitely support, and the community is great too. There's comments on there and people within our community will comment, if I don't get to it, and pretty good supporting crew overall in the community.
Yeah. So like we essentially have 3 levels if you want to think about it. So like level 1 is the watch list and these live streams, the private live streams. So asking questions. And we have at least 3 a week. But it's more passive.
Yeah.
Level 2, we're looking to add some more things to it, but currently you get everything mentioned in level 1. You get access to Brad's public portfolio, but we do want to add a community element to it, which will be a Discord, hopefully launching in January. I'm actually going to be overseeing. We're going to create another Webull portfolio, which will be a long-term account. So you guys can see another strategy, and Brad and I are going to manage that together, but we'll have 2 accounts, more of a short-term swing trading and then a long-term investing, which is what we both have, strategies we employ. And so you guys can see how that works out. And then we have level 3, or what we call our mentorship, which that's the most active. You're in the Discord with Brad, with myself every day while the market's open. You get the live stream every morning. So we do a private Zoom call where Brad is essentially live trading with you. He's talking about what he's looking at before the market opens. And then when the market opens, you'll see his trades. And that's when you see, if you want to know when he's trading, that's when when you'll learn that. And we also do call outs in that. So that's level 3 that you'll get that in. If you want to check that out, you can actually go to Own the Chaos. And if you scroll down, there's member levels. It'll show you the 3 member levels breakdown. And if you want to buy it, you can do that there. The market is closed. Come on, baby. Let's go. We got
Asana
to check out.
It's rolling right now. I was actually trying while you're talking. It's up over $30 a share. Something good happened to Asana.
Let's go to Twitter land, baby. Let's find out. What do you guys got?
Come on.
Can you crew tell me what's going on?
Oh, come on. Keep going. It's up 6.5% after hours.
This is Asana. This is karma. This is karma because we came on when we weren't supposed to.
Come on. It's still moving up. Let's go. Let's go.
Let me see if I can get some numbers. Does anybody have any numbers?
I got nothing so far. That's what I was looking up.
All right. What do we got? Twitter.
Asana's up 8.5% after hours.
It looks like they beat slightly, 27 cents a share. So 30 estimates were 36
at a loss of 36, right?
What?
At a loss of 36, right?
Sorry, yeah, loss of 36. They slightly beat a loss of 34. Revenue 59 million. They beat it by 5 million, 54 estimates. There must be something good with the guidance.
Yeah, because
nothing's incredible about this.
It's up 10% now. Let's go. Haven't used this in a while, but it's warranted.
Is this a Super Bowl?
We have a nice Super Boner, quite a lovely green one.
Look at this thing go. Hell yeah.
Yeah, baby. Go Pack.
Let's go.
Anybody know what movie that's from? Go Pack.
No.
This is on the watch list, people. You knew about it. We talked about it twice this week. It's been on the watch list.
Let's go.
Bro, you're on the money with the earnings calls this week.
Yes. Called out Stitch Fix too. If you guys didn't catch that monster, ran 40%. Look at this thing go. It's still rolling, baby. It's still rolling.
Imran said, thanks, Farman Zoom. I invested in Asana because of you. You're welcome.
It's up 15% now after hours. This is super exciting, but do want to check in on RH. It looks like Restoration Hardware is doing quite well too. It's up about 1.5%. Adobe's also kind of teetering around here. It's only up about a 0.16%. So nothing too crazy. Asana's, oh my God, look at this. Oh man, Asana's going to 20%.
We have a nice Super Bowl.
We have a nice Super Boner.
God damn.
Oh my God.
Look at this go.
I may be premature on this one, but I'm just wondering where Chris is at.
Who?
Or who was it? Somebody who, I think it was Chris early who said about Asana being overvalued. Forward-looking market, people.
I can do this all day.
Yo, Muhammad Mukadi, that's what I'm talking about. I'm in Asana from $23.25. I'm up over $1,000 profit.
Boom.
Nice. Mark Peach, growth of revenue from customers who spend. I talked about this in my video. So they have enterprise clients, and there's two types. It's 5,000 plus and 50,000 plus. So they had 80% growth year over year, 5,000 plus, which is monster.
There we go.
And 50,000 was like 160% growth last quarter, but it was only like 283 people. It like doubled.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see what that number is. Mark, see if you can pull that number. Maisha said, bought Asana watching the video today. Thanks.
Hell
You're
yeah.
welcome.
Hell yeah.
You're welcome. Any vaccine stocks? Yeah, Asana. This is about Asana. Yeah, see, and I talk trash. The moment I talk trash.
That's all right. It's just a little pullback.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right, Nate. One day we will see Rocket do this. But I am very happy. I was telling Brad, I'm very pleased with Rocket the past 2 days.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
pleased.
Finally doing something decent.
Good on you, Assassination Classroom. Ass
Boom.
class, good on you.
Ass class.
Yeah, Alan, go Pack, but it's from a movie. It's not from, they do say it in Wisconsin for the Packers, but it actually is from a movie. I guess I'm just old like that. Muhammad Ali made a loss of $230 today. You are not the greatest of all time.
That's brutal.
Oh, Mark. Okay. So then 50,000 increase of 104% year over year. Awesome. So they probably
That's
went to
huge.
about 500 accounts.
That's a big deal.
Just, yeah. I mean, that kind of growth is great.
And that's what we wanted to focus on. It's not necessarily the number itself, because when you look at this, it's like a few $1 million. And when it's in the grand scheme of things, it's not necessarily like earth shattering news to probably most people, but it's the growth that really is a big deal here. And we kind of talked about that at length earlier in the show, that what, especially with remote work, and we feel as if it's going to continue to be widely accepted. And that's why we're seeing the kind of movement we're seeing out of Asana. This is only going to continue to go up over time, as far as I'm concerned.
Mark, I appreciate you, man. It's nice to have an extra set of hands. They also upgraded their guidance, so they increased their guidance.
Nice.
Which is that's what we look for. We need a beat, but a beat doesn't mean that the stock's going to go up.
Right.
Guidance is what matters.
Yeah.
Nothing yet on Adobe's earnings. I'm not seeing it. What was the third earnings that we were looking at?
Restoration Hardware, which is actually down about 4% right now. I got the numbers. Okay. Estimated earnings per share, $6.20. They beat that 530 estimate, blew our expectations out of the water too. Mine were like 540, 550, somewhere around there.
Slightly beat on revenue.
Yeah. Sales, 844 million. They beat the expectation of 837. Not sure why it's selling off just yet. As we all know, though, earnings can be kind of tricky. You just don't never know. But so far, this looks to me as if it might be an opportunity. But we'll see what they say. Maybe they didn't raise guidance or something.
Thanks for putting that link in. Mark, you're earning your pay, baby. I love it. Somebody, what was the question I wanted to answer? Oh, Meet the World. Thoughts on Spirit Airlines, please. I'm going to do you one better. Go to our videos and go to top stocks under $25. It is a buy. We like it. Go there. We talk about it.
Yep.
So you can get the answer there. We need to get in a better habit, because we make these videos to answer these questions. So
yeah,
we want you guys to consume the content on our channel.
Wasn't it? Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was like Friday's video, maybe.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thoughts. Oh, Eric Scarl, glad to be a member. Saw your notice about Asana this morning. I presume you got in then. Awesome. You are welcome, friend.
Hell yeah.
Giddy wants to know what was the well, I'm not going to ask this question again. I want to see if she or he has the capability of not asking it 12 times. Time out. Put all your money in Tesla. You hear, we don't know why the market tanked today, and we don't think the market tanked. We just think things went red.
Yeah, I mean, it's a red day. It's whatever. It's not a crash. So we came to answer that question.
Ooh, you want to take this one, or you want me to?
What you got?
Well, crew, Maisha Azmi. Welcome to the crew, Crafty Shades of Gray.
Ooh, I like that name.
You know what? We're getting way more women, and I love it.
Me too.
Only Chaos started, there was like not many. It was like Esperanza and Glow, right?
Yeah. Well, and Melissa, and let's not forget about Melissa and Felicia. Those are OGs too.
Yeah. I just like to see a balance here. So I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's awesome. And I will say though that like the female presence across the board with some of our competing channels is not very high. And we take pride in that. We take pride in having the ladies over here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to curse.
Whatever. I've been cursing all afternoon. It's whatever. So looking at
Did you say? Hey, did you say that we got the best female traders?
Yeah, I just said we have the best female, I guess, presence on our channel.
Oh, okay, it froze, so I didn't hear it. But that's what I was going to say. Was
Sorry.
All our women are really good traders.
Yeah, they really are. I would love to do like a study to see if like women traders could actually be better than men, male traders. I mean, I know it's dominated. Go ahead.
Maisha said, good new member after today's live. Crafty Shade said, I'm so happy to be here. Glad to have you here. And you'll definitely, it's about our community. So hopefully you'll learn a little from us, but like there's some great traders in here. And glad to have you added on here.
Absolutely.
Vinay, what's up, Vinay? Where do you see Asana tomorrow?
I don't know. It's up 15% today. Still rolling. I think it's going to be green. That's for sure. Who knows where this goes? I mean, at this point, we're at all-time highs. And what I always tell people, when it's at all-time highs here, you're kind of in no man's land. So you really don't know exactly when the pullback's going to happen. But at this point, it looks as if that, that $29, $30 area was a resistance for it. Now it's well above that. So now it's going to become a new support. So I would say that could potentially pull back to around $30 a share. And you can bet that I'd be adding if it does do that.
All right, Giddy, you made it. What was the reason you guys don't like Moderna? I don't like vaccine stocks, but my mom always asked me why, and I said Brad said so.
So the thing is with Moderna is that they've just been really shady from a C-level executive standpoint. Anytime that they went to release news, there's always Form 4s coming out about how C-level execs have just kind of sold, and actually put out a video on Moderna. So if you actually want to go watch that, go to my channel, go to videos and scroll down a little bit. I actually talk specifically about Moderna and some of the concerns I have for it. So make sure to go check that out. But yeah, they've put out offerings that, didn't make any sense, especially, and they do all this as they're announcing catalysts. And so it doesn't, legally it's not insider trading, but it sure feels like insider trading. And so, I just can't get behind it. Here's the other thing. Moderna has yet to have released a drug in the market. So this would be the first one that actually would get approved and distributed. So like my level of trustworthiness here is just really low.
A couple things. You could pull up Adobe if you don't have it up, but Costco, we're bullish on Costco. We like it. So it's a slower mover, but it's a great stock. We do have Adobe earnings in. They beat, surprise, surprise. 266 was the estimate. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, guys. Nope. I was wrong. It's not in. He was just saying the numbers.
It looks like it's in. I mean, it's moving up pretty good here. Just slightly. Nothing too crazy, but it is moving up kind of nicely.
Yeah. Ryan Lee. Come on, Ryan. You're a red bear. Come on. Drive Shack popped off today and then it went back down. Oh, you're just making a statement. Yes, it did. Tammy Johnson, Fat Man, can you talk about your channel? How is it different? Honestly, my channel is we produce so much content and there's just certain things that maybe don't make a ton of sense on this channel because we already have so much.
Yep.
So it's more supplemental. To be honest, like if you guys ask for something that I'll put it on it. I'd like to do deeper dives, earning stuff, fundamental driven, but yeah, I'm building up more. I'm trying to figure out what it is, but really this is the home for me. Like Own the Chaos is where our main content is. And then I'll have some extra stuff. And if you're on this channel, you'll know when I add stuff to my other YouTube channel, but it's Fat Man Zoom if you want to go check it out. Rob said, so did Adobe stand its ground like a boss? It looks like it
sure did.
Studies show women are better at Forex trading than men. Read it some years back. I think studies show that women overall are better traders than men, not just Forex.
Yeah.
I think they're just better than men, unfortunately for us.
makes you wonder, like why there isn't more women traders because of that, I'm sure there's like some geopolitical, social reasons as to why that is, but you would think that, hedge fund managers and stuff like that, you'd bring them on.
Well, what's cool to see is how much Kathy Wood moves the market. I mean,
yeah,
she's like, people don't talk about Buffett anymore. She's the boss.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So that's cool.
Very good point.
Tan K, we got another Tan. We got so many Tans. Tan K, hey, this is a great channel. First time here. Are you guys on every day? It damn sure feels like it, Tan.
It sure does. So we're either putting a video out or we're live streaming every day, essentially, except for Saturday. Don says, Brad, did you ever make a YouTube video about your conditioner you use? Maybe that's it. I don't, but you know, you got to take care of it. That's all I'm saying. You got to take care of the hair.
Just checking the color of my bear. Good job. Juju's still green on Drive Shack. Nice work. Moderna Murder Inc. I like that. I like that. Raylan Records, the government is trying to divest Facebook from Instagram and WhatsApp. Thoughts? Kramer talks about this a lot. Jim Kramer, if you guys watch him, he thinks that's actually a good thing if they ended up getting separated because their values would increase. I don't know. I love Facebook. I'd rather see it all together as one.
Yep.
But I don't know.
I think that the point that Kramer does try to make is that, you know, it essentially would also get the government off their back if they ended up doing that.
Yeah.
Which would be a good thing for Facebook.
Great question here. Donna Lindsay. What's up, Donna? Homie, do you feel that there's a price that we should start trimming out of Rite Aid, R-A-D?
Oh man, what a freaking move, man. We've been talking about Rite Aid since under $10 a share. We said it was a screaming buy then. And now we're about to double that. It actually did double that. 2032 was the high today, sitting at 1950 now. If I can scroll in here, let me see.
Sorry, I'm going to go black again real quick.
You're good. You're good. Right now, it seems to have kind of broken up to this area just over $20 a share. I think right here probably would be a reasonable area to trim. And if it did end up breaking back down below 1874, that's a pretty solid resistance or support for it. So if it breaks below that, very good chance that it could come down lower. So if you're looking to trim, this seems to be a reasonable area to do that, especially if you're up a ton, which, you know, if you bought within the last 4 or 5 trading days, you should be up a ton.
Where is my crafty shades of gray? I'm gonna do you a favor since you just joined, and we're gonna give you a little lesson real quick. So your comment was, wish I got in GLSI. That stock kicked butt today. And I know a bunch of you were mentioning it. That's FOMO. You'll be hearing things about FOMO. Don't get caught up in that.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even tell you what GLSI did. I know you guys are saying it's up crazy. There are always stocks that are up crazy, down crazy. Find a core group of stocks, 5 to 10 on your watch list, and learn them. Learn how they move, learn what they're about, learn their leadership, learn the fundamentals, learn their technicals, and learn them. You could have a couple. For me, myself, I have 2 to 3 like spec plays, but the other 7, Fatman Zoom, those are all the stocks I look at. Those are the same stocks, and I'm just scaling in, scaling out of them.
Yep.
Don't worry about that. Don't wish about that. The winners are the people that are steady, that they minimize their losses, and they know when to get in, they know when to get out, and they just rinse and repeat.
Yep, exactly. Really good, I guess, advice or best practices to live by for sure. I mean, I bet you there's a ton of people that bought into that and don't even know what they do. They just bought it.
Yeah.
Because somebody on Robinhood or somebody somewhere else told them to buy it. You know, I'm pretty sure they saw it on Twitter or some shit. You know, they probably don't even know what they do.
And just so you guys know about earnings, the reason you're asking me about Adobe. So there's no exact time. It's usually right around now. It could be as late, usually about 4:30 Eastern time. They're all in, but typically around 4:10, 4:15, you'll be seeing them. It just depends on when they're done giving the information. So we should see it within the next 5 minutes.
Bro, Asana still looks awesome. Still up 13.5%.
Hell yeah, boy and girls.
It's awesome.
Tesla's back below 600.
Yep, 597.
All right. What's the next support? potentially.
Let's go to the 4 hour, see what we got. 589.
I got one more ad on Tesla.
589, and then maybe, gosh, you don't really see one again, a really good solid one
560?
until like 550, 560. Yeah.
So I got one more scaling.
I mean, I think this is definitely a gift. We're going to see some crazy bull run going into the S&P inclusion, I have to imagine. So even with this pullback, really good opportunity, I think, for Tesla for sure.
Yeah, so the S&P, if you live on planet Mars and you don't know what's going on, they're getting included the S&P on the 21st. And so I think we said it should be showing up on Monday, but we typically see like really strong buying the Thursday before, Wednesday, Thursday before. So it's going to start showing up for us in the watch list on Monday. This is nice. I don't want to say this is nice, but these are the pullbacks we're looking for.
Yeah.
But if you want to get, there's not going to be many more opportunities, I don't think. So Monday is going to be a good opportunity day. Tuesday, I think later in the week, it's just going to tear.
700's coming for Tesla.
Novice gamer, how do we train earnings? We had that question a ton of times. We actually, if you join the Chaos Crew, we have videos that answer. We have like 15 now, but we answer that specific question. It's such a common question. We just had to make a video about it. So yeah. I hate to put it out like that, but maybe another video. Are you holding Asana long or taking profits after earnings? I'm actually holding it long. Yeah. I'm holding on to it. I'm going to let this thing breathe a little bit, and I'm going to add on at some point.
Yeah, same here. I'm actually looking to build a position on this, not really sell it anytime soon, because we both feel very strongly about Asana and the trajectory of the growth that they will have here. Probably 2021 could be a monster year for Asana. It would be awesome.
Peter Foreman says, guys, I didn't know shit. That's why I'm a member. So this is interesting, and I'd like to bring it up. Evan Hake, average for Tesla's 432. Good job. Don said, I wonder if Elon cashed that $5 billion today. And Jess said, I think they cashed today. That is what I thought right away, Don. I'll tell you why I don't think so is because everything went down. And again, talking about that beta, yeah, it went down further than most, but that's the beta. Like, that's the volatility of Tesla stock. If everything was stable and all of a sudden Tesla moved, I would definitely buy into that. I don't know though. I don't necessarily, maybe they did. I'm not saying they didn't, but that's why that wasn't what crossed my mind, because everything else was red.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Rudy Brown. Let me check one more time on Adobe.
We got nothing from them. Our Restoration Hardware is just kind of flat still after hours. Trying to pick a direction, so not much movement there. But Asana was the big winner for us. I did see somebody talking about Mesa. I had a lot of questions about Mesa too. This is an airliner. This wasn't one that I was like super crazy about, but it did have an awesome move after hours on the earnings beat. So congrats to anybody who got into that.
Oh man, I love my Twitter was blowing up because of Rocket. It's just so funny these things. What do we? Oscar, who I think is a member also, he said, I don't know if you saw, but he said, what are we buying on the dip, guys?
Everything. Take your pick.
Oh, I'm loving me some. Hey, if you want to follow us on Twitter, Brad and I don't get enough of each other, so we talk about stocks outside on the phone. We communicate via text, and we tweet each other while we're texting each other. Only Chaos is Brad. Fat Man Zoom. We're on Twitter. It's the handle. That's hilarious. Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm just starving, and I want to wait for these Adobes, but it's just.
Yep, I think it's time. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. And we appreciate you guys. We did this impromptu because we felt like we needed to with the market coming down. A lot of people were asking us to go live, so we just went ahead and did that. If you guys are used to seeing a pre-recorded video that comes out on Wednesdays, we're not doing that in lieu of this live stream, obviously. So we certainly appreciate you guys hanging out. If you're visiting for the first time, please consider joining the Chaos Crew. You can hit the join button next to subscribe. You get a daily watch list from us, as well as private live streams and access to our Webull portfolio, which is up 42%. Since we started that. So really good stuff with that. So if you guys are interested, also help support the channel for $4.99 a month. You can't beat it. Hit that join button. We'd love to have you. Anything else?
Go check out Don Fran. He's going live. Don Fran show. He'll be doing the zones for Adobe. He said he'll do zones for Adobe. He'll zone it out. Check him out. He's one of our crew. He's our partner in crime. Guys, remember, if you guys weren't here earlier, December 20th, the day before Tesla goes into the S&P, we're giving away 1 share of Tesla to a Chaos Crew member. So if you're not in the crew, get in so you could potentially win a share. And if you're in the crew, don't you do a damn thing. Sit your ass down, stay, and wait till December 20th. Because we're going to be giving it away. We're excited about that. We got a lot of good things coming really through January. I can't speak right now.
Yeah.
We got a lot of things coming. That's it. I'm out. Love you all.
Much love, guys. Make sure you're hitting that like button on the way out. We certainly appreciate you. Have a great night.